All right. Welcome to the call. Tonight's call. I think it's really good timing for me. After I got beat up this week by my lovely children. Today wasn't too bad. I had my parents over, but still, they're quite the handful. And yesterday, and then Tuesday and Thursday was pretty much 3-on-2, and I realized that I need to be positive in these situations, that I get extra time with them, because I do miss them when they go to bed and like where they are right now down the other side of the house and all that stuff. But when they're with me and they're not being quite cooperative, it's very challenging. So I must be positive more. So yeah, it's basically just positive versus negative. And I realized a lot of this has come about in my life based on even just a sport that I'm taking part in and how I can turn my game around, stuff like that, being positive, negative, all that kind of stuff. So it's great timing for me. I hope it's great timing for you guys, but I'm going to start it off by I'm going to share my screen because I want to bring to your attention this one. Share. All right. You guys can see that? Jen?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Negative emotions list. Guys, take a look at this. It's really small because there's a lot. Abusive, aggressive, antagonistic, hopeless, impulsive, depressed, bitter, bored, destitute. Like, they're going alphabetical, and it just keeps going and going and going and going. There we go. Got to the end. Unforgiving is the last one. I don't know what those are. One vegetable destroys you from the inside. That's terrible. But as you can see, this is painful to go through, because how many times do we experience these emotions within even just one day? If you guys go over that list, let's just get in the A's and the B's and the C's and the D's here. If you look at that, can you guys tell me that you'll feel 2 or 3 of those easily on an almost everyday basis? Carrie's nodding the head yes. Allison's got that straight. I agree. And Jen, what about you?
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm going to quickly flip over to the positive emotion list. It's a list of 26. Now, I did a bit of searching, and this is probably one of the most, I guess, comprehensive lists that put together more than just 8, because they always say top 8. But I just want you guys to get a sense of how hard it is to be positive. And the reason why I say it's hard is because there's very few ways in comparison to be positive versus negative. This specific article has highlighted gratitude, hope, awe, satisfaction, confidence, happiness and well-being, motivation, self-esteem, optimism, and then happiness. Those are the main ones. Obviously, the other ones like euphoria, eagerness, enthusiasm, I think those are a stretch of positive. I think they're more like the next step after you feel those ones that are highlighted. So really, if we counted the highlighted ones, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we cut that list down more than half, right? We'll go back to the negative. On this screen alone, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 times 3 is 45 right there. And then I'm going to get rid of irritated. So there's another 45. So that's 90. And let's just call that another 40. 130. I like this list better. One, because there's only 11. It's way easier to focus on 11 than 130. But if we focus on one of these, it leads us to 2. 2 leads to 3. 3 leads to 130. It's crazy, and it's super easy. The reason why it's so easy to be negative is because there's 3 times, 4 times, 10 times as many ways to be negative. So this is like one of those calls that is a wake up, and it's just to I just want to put it to light of how difficult it is to be positive, but how rewarding it is if we just practice gratitude, if we had a little bit of hope, right? If we looked across at our peers and were in awe of the accomplishments that they were able to do, and then we look at our own accomplishments and just sit in awe. I very rarely look back at the evolution of Fit Club and the evolution of the business and the community, and we've come to a point today, and I can honestly say that I've been asked to do one of the coolest things, and we haven't quite announced it yet, but it's really friggin' cool, and it really hits home, and it's pretty awesome. And I'm trying so hard to focus on that stuff, and it's not that I'm suppressing negativity or just saying it's not there, it doesn't exist. I'm very well aware of the fact that it exists, and I want you guys to be as well. I just want you to understand that it's much easier to practice gratitude, but it's super hard to practice it while you're one of these over here. So what I'm saying is, not a lot of people tell you how to maybe get out of being negative. They just tell you, oh, you should be more positive. Well, the way to get out of negativity is practice gratitude. And how do you practice that? By writing it down to start. One of the tips in my golf book was to be present, to refocus on the positive aspect of your game, was just to simply do a task of wherever you're walking or driving, whatever you do, ask yourself, where am I right now? And I think it goes further than obviously the golf course, because I've taken it to here, and here, who knows where it goes from you guys passing it along or employing it in your own life. It might go to your office, it might go to your household, it might go to your friends group, it might go, it could go really far. But to practice, where am I right now? And you look around and be like, well, the trees are blowing, it's beautiful, the grass is green, I'm on the golf course, I have no stress in my life, I get to swing, hit a golf ball, have fun, be with people I want to be with, playing, there's so many things that are great about what I just said in less than 10 seconds. It immediately removes you from that list of 140 and puts you into this short list of 11. And it's not that you're saying, hey, you always have to be happy. Not at all. But I do think that we want to recognize when we're not happy. Because what it does to you is it just drives you down that list more and more and more. And then eventually it's going to be really hard to get out. And eventually you're going to get into a position where you don't want to do things. And I made a post on Instagram earlier, and it was like, the one thing that we need the most is the first that we give up on when we're struggling. And whatever that may be, for you, it's more than likely the truth. Like, I see it all the time. People give up on fitness and they say, I'm sad, or I'm upset, or I'm facing some mentally challenging situations. And if you looked at the chemical response of a human body to exercise and eating well and being with people that support them, it's the exact thing that people need. And I'm so passionate about it, the fact that people forget about their movement, forget about their physical fitness, forget about their health when they're going through tough times. It just blows me away, because that's the one thing that everybody says the gym got them out of. When they come to, whether it be an accomplishment, a goal, the end of the road, like whatever it is, they say they get, okay, I dropped 14 dress sizes, or I've dropped, from 48 suit to a 40 suit. They say the gym was a place for me to get away. So when you get into that negative spot, when you get into that feeling of, I don't want to do anything, you're stuck on the couch, you're not doing what you should be doing, just get up and move. I don't care if it's at my gym, I don't care if it's anywhere. I care that you just get up and move and start doing something positive for yourself. I read today on one of my followers, I met him not too long ago, Mark Regan. And if you guys know him, give him a shout out. He's a great guy. He you know, he's in the city of London, but he's into fitness and health and all that good stuff. And he said, enough of this calories in, calories out. And then he gave a quote from someone that he follows that's out there that just says that a calorie is not just a calorie. There's certain calories that either feed you, and there's certain calories that either feed disease, right? Like it go back and forth. And it's one of those things that we get so focused on the industry, calories in, calories out, when like I'm totally switching to the health side of things. And it's like, we need to be positive about the food that we're eating. We need to be happy about the food that we're eating, and not so negative about what we're also eating on the other side. Like if we decide to eat a bunch of chocolate almonds, that's my go-to. I don't beat myself up for that. I don't at all. But I understand what type of calorie that is, or I understand what type of food that is. And it's not that it's a cheat. I hate, like I'm trying to abolish that in even my language and all that kind of stuff. So it's just that if I dwell on that, I know that I'm just going to continue to eat it behind closed doors. And if I buy the stuff, it's in the house, I'm eating it. Like it's in the house, that's my money. I outweigh the value of what I've spent and the hard work that it took me to buy that stuff. And down the hatch it goes, instant gratification. And then I forget about it. I don't beat myself up because I know that I can practice a little bit more of these 11 things here, one more particular than the other. And I'm okay with that. It brings me back. And these 11 things that we listed here can bring you back. And I've also pointed out here the word confidence on my Instagram, just about what physical health does for me and what eating well does for me and what sleeping does for me. It helps me move more. For you guys, it helps me move more for myself. It's funny, I've had this shoulder issue, but yet I did a workout yesterday, and then I went to the driving range today and I didn't feel it once. I don't know why. I don't have that answer, but I just know that because I moved more, it allowed me to be more mobile going forward, even though I'm sore as hell, but you push past that. So it's just, there's so many different ways to get out of this negative emotion list and get back into the positive light. And that's what I'm trying to say here. That's very simple. And I want you guys to be, you know, aware of how you deliver yourself. If you want something great in your life and you're acting like someone who is not great, you will not get greatness. Period. If you want shit in your life and you choose shit, you will get a pile of shit. It'll be delivered there right for you by your own hands, and you'll put it down on the table and say, oh, that looks like shit. Promise you. It's very simple, right? Like, you will attract what you put out there. It will come to you, and I've said this before, and I bring it home to you guys again. It will come to you. It will definitely show up on your doorstep. It will follow you around. It'll jump in the front seat of your car on the way in the morning commute, and it'll probably start talking to you. You'll crank the music really loud, and it won't go away because it's just inside your head, and it just keeps eating away at you, eating away at you, eating away at you. Until you can pretty much practice something of positive, gratitude, all that kind of stuff on a regular basis. I need to do more of it because it feels good. If I sit here and say, I'm very thankful for this technology to connect with you guys, to be able to put it on YouTube and have somebody message me later saying, you know what, that was a really great call. That helped me. I got a message today. I'm going to read this message that, because I post stuff on Instagram. And this is somebody that is, it's interesting because this person's older than me. They've done a lot more in their life than me, all that kind of stuff. But yet, they said, your business seems to be thriving, which is awesome. Things are going well, trying to be the best coach I can be. The only thing missing is a great mentor, which I know you would have been. So hope you don't mind that I follow all your stuff. So this person was going to come to the gym, try their own way, but they went the other way. And I said, it's not missing. I'm always open to talking, regardless being at different gyms. My fulfillment comes from helping more people, no matter the setup or the situation. So please don't hesitate to reach out more. So I could have put a barrier up. I could have been negative. I could have just squashed it right then and there. This person, I don't gain anything from this person monetarily. I don't, I don't benefit from the things that she's doing other than the industry is being held accountable by this person, which is great. We need more trainers that are doing the right thing, talking about the right stuff and being more positive about the industry. That's what this person is. I've watched her stuff. I've followed her. She's a great person. I don't know a ton about her other than my experiences with her, but that comes to me because I'm putting it out there. And I think that this just solidifies why I do what I do. And it brings me right back to that good, positive, happy, confident place of gratitude that I thank the world for sending me this message that it comes out. She said, that's very kind of you. I hope she does reach out. I hope I can mentor. I've never mentored someone that's older than me. Or maybe I have. I don't know. Maybe I'm not aware of it. But I think that's really cool. And that's just doing the things you like to do. And it's doing a lot of the things you don't like to do as well. You have to get those done. You can't push those off. And those can be in a negative light. They can be kind of shitty. Like, I don't want to go clean the kid's mess up after. I could kick it around and then I start another fight tomorrow morning when I leave and the whole house is a mess. So there's lots of ways and things that you could do that you don't want to do, all that stuff. But think about the end goal. Think about what you want to achieve and start doing that. Start being the person that's already achieved it, because it'll feel better the whole way along. And then when you have those moments that you're kind of taking a deep breath, being like, holy shit, things aren't good, go back to the list. Get your list of 11 or whatever. Write your own list of positive emotions out and go back to that list and try to get yourself into that state of mind. Whether it's walking outside in the environment, being in nature, going for a bike ride, traveling to breweries across the province of Ontario. That's what Jen's doing. I'm sure that's a lot of fun. You get a lot of enjoyment out of that. Those are things that you want to remember or put into your head when you're feeling kind of down, when you're feeling like everything's stacked up against you. And try your best not to put it on everybody else. It's no one else's pile of shit. Everybody has their own stuff. And I think when you catch yourself and then try to be positive, that other person that was used to catching the shit by you is going to be like, oh, that person really cares about me. They're going to see that. They're going to be like, oh man, this is really cool. This person really cares about me. And then it's just going to go back and forth like a ping pong match of greatness. You just serve it up. The other person's going to get it. You're going to serve it back. It's just going to go all around. But if you throw the shit, I guarantee you it's going to come back. Carrie, your daughter is trying to play ping pong with her hand. I see it. I get it. It's funny. But anyways, that's positive versus negative. I don't know if you guys have anything to add. Jen, you always like adding stuff. Do you have anything to add? How do you feel when you go to the breweries and party with your fam and go to Detroit to your friend's wonderful establishment?
Yeah, it's fun. I love it.
Look at that.
It's just about doing the things that you love more. That puts you in a more positive state.
Totally. And even when you can't do those things, if you think about doing those things, you're going to immediately be in a positive state. Mm-hmm. So it's just those little items. Like, I'm sitting here thinking about the stuff that my kids are saying to me today. My daughter's sitting in my arm and Andrew over on this side, and they're looking at me and repeating everything like a question. And like, you can't not be happy when you talk about that stuff. It's pretty cool. And that just immediately takes me out of everything else that's out there. So I'm telling you, it works. It really does. Allison, I can't even
Yes.
When you're getting totally laid out at work and everyone's mad at you, and what do you do? What do you do when the shit's coming down on you?
That's usually when I take a break. I walk away from it and I go and get some time just for me. I'll walk and get a coffee or something that I enjoy. Take a deep breath and try and connect with the stuff that makes me happy. So then I'm more positive when I have to respond to a negative situation.
And then you don't basically hurt anyone.
Correct.
Yes. Carrie, what about you? If it's loud at your house, that's okay. You can type if you want. Nah, we'll get your answer another day. Anyways, guys, I just want you to think about that. Pass it along. Tell your friends. Try to be that positive light for that person. If you're having a good moment in your day, share it with somebody. Share your moment with somebody, and I guarantee they'll start thinking about their moment that they had that day and catch them. And don't be afraid to call somebody on their shit when they're shitting on you. Don't be afraid. Just say, stop right there. And they're going to be like, what? Stop what? I'm like, that. And then hand it to them. And just go like this. Hand it across the table and be like, this is what I don't want. You take it back and see the reaction. I think it'd be hilarious. We should videotape them or at least put them on Instagram. All right, guys, that's it from me. I hope you guys have a good night. I will post this. And does anybody want to reread those 140 or are we good? We're good. That's right. We're good. Okay, have a good night.